Hello, welcome back to the channel. Now, I won't beat around the bush. You are about to see a psychic medium put her powers to the test by giving me a reading, knowing that this is being recorded, knowing it's going out on YouTube, and knowing it's going to be assessed for accuracy. So very, very brave of this lady. If you want to skip to the beginning of the reading, just fast forward a couple of minutes and you'll get there. But what I'm going to do is stick around here and just give you a little bit of context about the background, how this came about, what my predictions are, and what myself and this lady know about each other. That might just be some useful context for those that want it. So, why did this come about? Well, it is my personal opinion, and this won't come as a surprise to anybody who's followed any of my channels for a while. It's my personal opinion that psychic mediumship isn't a real thing. I don't believe in psychic powers. I don't believe in any of that whatsoever. And I believe that people who market themselves as psychic mediums have found a really nice way to make money off people who are grieving. That's my personal opinion. But I know some of you out there have a very different opinion. Some of you out there will believe that even if psychic powers don't exist, that these people are offering a service where they can help people find a little bit of solace, find a little bit of healing in times of need and grief. I understand opinions will be split on that. I can only give you mine. So, having said that, let's move on. I spoke to this lady on the phone. She was one of 20 psychics that I contacted. She was the only one to say yes. Everybody else either declined, didn't reply, or just insulted me. Really, they did just insult me. She was very bubbly. She was very nice. And I will point out here, I know I talked about money before, but this lady seemed more interested in the challenge of doing this than the financial reward. When it comes to the topic of payment in the conversation, I obviously had to say to this lady, I will pay you, but I'm going to have to pay you after we do the reading, because if I pay you before, you'll get my details, you'll be able to search me up, and I don't want anybody thinking you've been able to do that before the reading. And her response to that was, well, look, I'll be honest, even if you don't pay me, I'm still going to do it. She was more interested in the challenge than the financial side of it. So big respect to her for that. And obviously I am still going to pay her. So that's a long way of me saying she doesn't know anything about me. She has my phone number. She knows I go by the name Al. She knows I have a YouTube channel and I'm a skeptical science teacher. She doesn't know the name of the YouTube channel. She doesn't know any more details than what I've given you. So I am 100% confident that whatever she says in the reading you're about to see has not been researched prior. I'm 100% confident in that. So it'll be interesting what we get. And that brings me on to my prediction. Now, you know what I'd really like? I think what everybody would like would be for this lady to describe perfectly, my granddad, and to give me his name, describe our time together as a child, and to give me very specific information. Maybe tell me where he hid the loot from the bank robbery so I can go and find it, get a bigger house. It would be nice to get some real. That's a joke. He didn't rob banks. It would be nice to get some real concrete evidence. I don't think any of that is going to happen. I think what I'm going to be given is a lot of vague statements. I think I'll hear stuff like, I'm sensing that you are on the outside a very confident person, but on the inside, when you're sat at home, you do ponder about your own insecurities, which of course are comments that apply to all of us. And I think I'm going to get a lot of that kind of stuff. Obviously, I don't know yet. The reading is going to happen in my time, 1 hour from me recording this introduction. So nothing I say here is based on what she said. We haven't spoken yet. So that's what I feel is going to happen. And I feel that at the end of it, if it's not been accurate, there are a lot of things that can be blamed on. It can be blamed perhaps on doing it under the pressure of knowing it's being recorded. It could be blamed on my own personal skeptical mindset. Perhaps, maybe I'm the problem. These are the things that I predict are going to happen. But I hope not. I hope I am given some kind of proof that this works and my whole mindset can flip around. We will see. What I do want to say is this video isn't in any way, shape or form to attack the reputation of the lady on camera. I don't know yet whether you're going to be able to see her face. We've come to an agreement that if the reading goes well and she wants her face out there and she wants her name out there, then I will put that website in the description and I will not blur her face out on the video. If the reading goes badly and she doesn't want that, I will blur her face on the video and I will not tell anybody who she is. I don't know which way it's going to go yet. So I guess when you start watching, if her face is blurred out, you kind of know. And if it's not blurred out, I suppose you kind of know. But if any of you do happen to know who this lady is, if you've come across her before, if you can pick up her voice, please don't contact her about this video. It's not about attacking someone's reputation or trying to hurt them in any kind of way. This is purely about assessing the accuracy of what she's got to say and seeing if that changes my mind on a topic that I feel very, very strongly about. So, having said that, I want to thank this lady, who I'm referring to as this lady because I'm not giving her name out yet. I don't know how the interview is going to go. I want to thank this lady for coming on. I want to thank her for her time. And, you know, let's see how this pans out. I'll find out in an hour. You're going to find out in about 5 seconds. Okay, so I'm here with the lady now. She is a premier psychic reader from London. As I said in the introduction, I'm not going to reveal her name yet. We'll see whether that gets revealed at the end of the video or not, but that'll be down to the good lady I'm speaking to here. I just want to run over a couple of things with you about the agreement we've got for your protection and for mine. So if I say something here that is wrong or you disagree with, then please tell me and we can thrash it out. Number one, you're going to perform a psychic reading and I'm going to pay you for it. We've both agreed that. Upon payment, I will be able to use the recording to put on my YouTube channel, unedited. So I'm not going to make you look like you're going to say anything you're not, but it will be an unedited recording that I can use on my YouTube channel or YouTube channels. I have more than one. And we can then talk about the accuracy of the reading. Again, without editing what you've said, just to talk black and white about the accuracy. Are you happy with that?
Yeah.
Brilliant. If for any reason the reading doesn't go the way you want it to, we've agreed I'm going to blur your face out and I won't tell anybody who you are, but I cannot disguise your voice. No matter what happens, I cannot control what goes on in the comment section of the video as well. So if people have certain strong opinions about psychic mediums, etc., if there are negative comments in the comment section, I can't be held responsible for that. That's not something we spoke about before, but are you comfortable with that?
Not my problem. People are entitled to their views.
Okie dokie. So in that case, then we will begin, and then as soon as we're done, I will pay you. I am happy that you know nothing about me, other than what you can see.
Yes, I don't.
Yeah, you know absolutely. So whatever you say, however close you are with anything, I know that it's not come from prior research. So I'll put that out to start with. Right. I'll also now shut up and hand over to yourself.
Okay. So the way I work is for the first 5 or 10 minutes, I want you to listen and not say a word, because that allows me to get into a zone. And what that is I'm raising my energy up, and we all have spirit guides. Doesn't matter if you believe this, don't believe this, makes no difference to me. And I receive the information from them about you. At the same time, I am connecting into your energy field, which we all have, every living thing has, which is an aura. So I'm kind of doing two things, and I am, as I raise my energy up, it's a bit like tuning into a radio frequency. I have to find the right station. And once I've got the right signal, then meaning I've tuned in and got the right frequency to be able to receive information about you. But as I say, you don't have to say a word. It's a kind of three-way thing. I've got the spirit guides. I've got this radio frequency around you and your aura, and I'm the medium in the middle. That's why we, mediums, we're in the middle of all this. So I also close my eyes because it helps me to just get into that kind of frequency. And also what I want to say is you have to be open-minded. You have to be broad-minded, because when we, lots of people use tarot cards and other tools and things to help them. I don't use anything. My hands are here, there's nothing here. I just listen and I relay that frequency to you. So it's not like we are having a conversation. It's I have to interpret what I'm receiving. But I'm obviously speaking to you with my voice, but it's not always how we receive the information. So it can be sometimes a little bit wrong way round. Sometimes it can, anyway, but I won't waffle on anymore. All right. So I don't know your name, but that's, which is a shame, but it's fine, because names hold a frequency. So it kind of does assist sometimes in doing a reading. But anyway, so I'm just going to get into your energy field. Hold on. I might start in the past, maybe current, and I will talk about future. The thing I get about you is always moving around. You're always very kind of, I've got this going on, I've got that going on, I've got that happening, I've got this happening. I'm very focused, and I'm very analytical, and very, I like everything, small details, you know, crossing the T's, dotting the I's. He likes everything to be very organized. You've always had a curiosity, you've always had a kind of likes to learn, likes to know, likes to understand, has to have knowledge, and you know, you want to learn, you want to grow, you want to succeed. And you're going through a bit of a phase at the moment of not sure whether you're doing the right thing or not. I don't know what topic that is about, but that's how it feels. I don't know, I'm not sure, I don't know if I like this, I don't know if I want to do this. So that's the kind of feeling I'm getting around a situation. He's got to make a decision. Do I stay? Do I go? Do I stay? Do I go? It could be to do with work, it could be to do with home. I don't know what that's about, but I know there's a decision to be made. You're finding it hard to get the funds together to do the things that you want to do. And it's like you've had to make a lot of sacrifices to get things, as if I want to get things out there now. I need to get, so I feel a bit stuck. I feel a bit like, oh, I need to push through to get things moving. Yes, you've always had a determination, but it feels like now you're in a bit of a limbo place, or a bit of a stuck place. And I do feel like you've got to move, see the home or job, because you can't stay where you are. In terms of, it's like that stuck feeling of, I need to get going. It feels heavy, because I want to get into a better place, a better position. I want, and you're kind of telling yourself, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. And that was painful. I feel like you lost a bit of yourself through a relationship, and that was painful. And it's like you had to get the resources to build yourself up again. And but now, and you're seeing that as a learning process now. And I just get my head hurt, my head hurt, my head hurt. So I don't know if that was headaches, or if that was just, or if you had a problem just figuring things out in the mind. He stays away. Likes them and stays away. To do with your family, it's like you like them, but you stay away. You like them, but you stay away. So it feels a bit like, yeah, I can spend a bit of time with them, but then I have to, okay, I can't deal, I don't want to deal with this anymore. So I kind of don't really, I don't want to be around them. See the family, or yeah, it's oh God, my head in. So it's somebody that does your head in. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like there's either some tension or some struggle or to do with your mother, between you and your mother. It kind of feels like an upset or an annoyance. It's either, I feel like it's hard. That just feels difficult. It's almost like, well, I know I should be there, I need to be there, but I can't, you know. So there's a bit of a push me, pull me feeling around mother. You like the outdoors, you like nature, you like there's either a lake or water. Yeah, I don't know if that's nearby, but you are. I like to be by the sea or water and nature, and it's very important for you to be outdoors. And it's the sounds of nature. I mean, the obvious, as I mentioned before, you've got guitars, so you're obviously into music and sound. And obviously playing gigs, and I feel like I'm with mates, and you're in a band, or you're gigging, or you're jamming, or, you know, it's that kind of, yeah, you know, having fun, and that's your social life, that's your creative life, that's your outlet, so to speak. And it's successful, and there's some gig coming up soon, and it will be very successful. Don't get upset when things don't go your way. This is generally speaking, because you can get sulky. So a bit moody, a bit sulky when things don't go the way you want them to. Yeah, bit of a, I don't know how to explain that. It's not a temper, it's a frustration. It's just a frustration with when things don't quite work your way. You're a bit like, but it's a frustration in yourself. When he can't get his things done in a certain way, very rational, very, I mean, obviously, you know, I'll believe it when I see it should be your motto. Facts and figures, graphs, diagrams, all that's part of your world. I feel like you want to get either a business going or something that you want to get off the ground. And I think that that's a part of that stuck feeling. I want to get going with it. I want to get it off the ground. You're pursuing something and you need it to be successful. I feel like I've got a grandfather figure here now. I feel like he was quite old when he passed, and I feel it's an old man. I may not be a grandfather, but I just assumed he was, because he's kind of old when he passed to the spirit world. But he also gives me this feeling of music being important. So that's why I'm not sure if is he a blood relative? Sometimes we can get spirit coming in at the same time. Music. So this could be a music teacher or a music man. There's an older man, plays guitar. I feel like he played guitar, and he was kind of very, either taught you or inspired you. Someone that you feel, we could have. There's definitely this connection around music, but I'm not sure who he is. I feel very old when I passed over. Yeah, I feel he would have been in the army. Obviously, when he was young, and I feel like he's quite a solitary person. Is that right? Yeah. Or how can I put it? He didn't care for people much. There's some people very gregarious and out there and party, and I feel he's more. I kept myself to myself. Kept his opinions to himself. I kept myself to myself. Liked people, but I was a bit. Don't really want to do that today. No, I'm not doing that today. I don't want that today. No. So he was kind of quite. I don't know how to describe him. I do things when I want to do things. I had a bit of an attitude. Towards it, and perhaps like that towards the end. Maybe a bit grumpy towards the end. Anyway, what I've been saying to you for the past, I don't know how long, has it made any sense?
So I just unmute my microphone. I mean, there was a lot to unpack. So, I mean, some of it I would say would describe my personality for sure. Some of the other things I would consider to be quite incorrect. I don't know if you want me to go into specifics on that or not.
Yeah. What do you feel was incorrect?
So, for example, with the band, I've not been in a band for over 10 years. I gave that up when my kids were young. So, there's no.
Hang on a minute. Hang on. You were in a band. There's no time in spirit. There's no time here. So you were in a band, which makes my words correct to me.
Okay.
Playing in a band, playing with guys. That was your kind of gig, social, hanging out.
Yeah.
So I know I said that there was something coming up, but that may be you're going to something and not playing at something. So that's why I said you have to be open and broad, because there is no, as I say, there's no time with spirit. Only really we make future, current, past. I say that because as humans, we make that time, but spirit don't have a past, a current, a future. It's all just one thing. So how I would relate to that is, yes, that's what you have had in your life.
Okay, understood. I don't know. Do you want me to mention something else, or I don't know how this works?
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, obviously, you started off with, you know, always, you know, moving around, being lively. I suppose that does sum up my personality. I am quite can't sit down for more than 2 minutes.
Yeah, always on the go.
I would talk about the figure that you brought up as granddad, or
Right.
it could be a musical inspiration or some kind of teacher or so. Well, you know, none of my granddads were into music. They didn't play. They didn't play any instrument. And when it comes to guitar, I was entirely self taught. Started in my early 20s and never had a lesson off anybody in my life. I didn't do music at school either. It was self taught using YouTube videos and stuff like that. So I can't place that. Obviously, you know, being a science teacher, the thing about, you know, graphs and diagrams, that's something that obviously I do encounter a lot.
I didn't know you were a science teacher.
Okay, cool. So that's something that I do encounter a lot. Trying to look at tension with mother. There's none of that really. Like, we're quite a close family. We all live on the same estate. We're with each other, you know, all the time. There's
Is
not
there a
any
woman
issue.
that you have tension with that has been back and forwards, back and forwards?
No.
No, not a
really.
relationship.
No, I've been married for a long time now, and yeah, that's yeah.
So there's not a woman around who you kind of are around them, but you don't really want to spend too much time around them because they make you feel a bit.
Not that
No.
I can think of. Sorry.
Okay, I don't like to make it fit. I just wonder why that's come up. You know, because if I get something, I know through 25 years of doing this, there's usually a route to why I get what I get, and we just, you know, obviously it doesn't fit, but there's usually sometimes some people say to me, oh, you know, a week later they go, oh yeah, I know who Nick is. You know, if I give them a name, for example, and they go, no, I can't take Nick. And then they go, yes, you know. So some things can kind of be recalled, but I'm not trying to make that fit in any way. But I just know when I get something, it usually has a branch, a route to somewhere, someone. But hey ho.
I've just had on my side of the Zoom call a message, because obviously, just for anybody watching, to try and maintain my anonymity, I'm not using I've just set up a fake Zoom account, so you haven't even got my details from Zoom, have you?
No.
But because it's a fake one, it's just popped up and said we've only got 10 minutes left before it kicks us off the call. I didn't realise a fake, because normally my work one, like, you know, it's all paid for, it's all fine. So I didn't realise that was going to be a thing. So just so you know,
and
we
I
are
could
down
have done
to 10.
it the other way round. I could have sent you the invite because I have as long as I want.
Oh well. Well, we'll live and learn for next time. But yes, so just so you know, we'll probably go about 9 minutes to go. But that's
What would you like to know as a question? You know, what questions would you like to know? Say about your future, or I don't know, or what do you want to ask me, and then I can see if I can get answers.
In all honesty, I've recorded a little intro to this video before our session, and in the intro, I made it clear that it was recorded before our speech. But I did bring up the fact that I would like, you know, some sort of message from somebody that has died, somebody I know, that to me could be like, only they would know that, only they could say that.
Okay, all right, let's see. Okay, I've got somebody, and this is probably Anyway, I'll tell you what I've got somebody who's coming up who you went to school with. Well, actually, now what's coming into my mind is you've said you're a science teacher, so it just could be anybody from school. Pass to the spirit world. Male. There's somebody male. The pass to the spirit world. We went to school together. Somebody who had either breathing problems or asthma problems or couldn't breathe. Yeah, I feel like this person would have died young. Nearby, and he lived nearby. But I feel like you would have been friends, mates, or someone you knew well. I just can't breathe. Okay, take that away. I don't want that. Disease. I feel like it was an illness. Is there anyone around you, or can you take the name? I'm not saying specifically for this person, but can you take the name John?
As in, like, do I know a John who's passed on?
No. It could be a brother. Could be this guy's going brother. And it's got a John. You're getting the word name John. Tell him about John.
No, I mean,
is either someone live around you called John? Tell him yes. Jonathan.
No, I mean, I obviously as I've taught for 20 years, so in terms of I will have taught people of all sorts of names and stuff. But I'd imagine it's not. You're not thinking of somebody like that.
Okay, can you take someone who died young and who definitely had some kind of breathing issues, or it was an illness? I don't feel like it was an accident or a suicide.
Died young. What age? When you say young, are you talking like child age or?
No. An age that you don't expect to die, 20s, 30s, someone,
with a breathing difficulty. I can't place that. Sorry, I can't place that.
Okay, I've got bikes. Going out on the bikes. Just leave it with yourself. This could be a neighbor. It could be. He says he didn't live far from you. Nearby. Tell him about the bikes.
I mean,
going on the bikes.
Yeah, of course. When I was young, like
fields,
most people, we'd
fields,
play out on
fields,
bikes, and
It's grassland. It's a park, field, grass. I'm not in a. I don't feel like I'm on the bike in a.
And this is to do with
it was urban, but fields. Got fields as well.
And this is to do with the person who died.
Yeah. So you and this person, it's a kind of a mix. This person knows you, and they're trying to explain how they died and memories. So you riding a bike or being on bikes, and John, Carl, Carlton. Does the name Carl or Carlton mean anything? Could be a street, could be a person, Carl.
I knew a Carl when I was growing up, but he I still see him knocking about. He's not ill or dead or anything like that.
Okay, well, this person knows Carl, and you know Carl, so this person may be connected to Carl. So maybe when you next time see Carl, ask him if he knows this person with these details.
Okie dokie.
So you've got the name Carl.
Right, got that. Yeah.
So
it's just saying 2.5 minutes. Just like, I'm sorry to
okay, so
to do
just
that
to wrap up.
It'll kick us off.
Okay.
Yes. So I'll pass back to you, but I just didn't want you being kicked off and wondering what had happened.
That's okay. Well, let's leave it at that. You know, there's quite a lot of details and info there, and you know, maybe see what comes up over the coming days or weeks.
Okay.
And
I'll do that. Sorry to interrupt. I am sorry to interrupt. It's just with time, and I hate speaking over people, but I don't want you getting kicked off without me mentioning this.
Sure.
I just want to thank you for doing this. You've been extremely brave. I've contacted so many people to ask them to do something like this. You were the only one. And I even said in the introduction that when we were discussing payment, I am going to pay you as soon as this finishes.
No worries.
When we discussed payment, you actually said, listen, even if you didn't pay me, it wouldn't bother me. You were up for the challenge, is what it was. So I want anybody watching now, however they think it's went, this wasn't about money. This lady here offered to do this for free on the phone call.
Yeah.
So I want that to be known. Well, there's an awful lot to unpack in that, isn't there? And I know that was a very sudden end to the video, but we started discussing payment and things that really weren't relevant. So I've cut it there. You can see by her face still being on the video that she felt it went well enough. She was happy for her face to be on there. I didn't actually ask about using her name, which is why I'm still not using it here. But I will do, and if she wants the link to her website put in the description, I'll absolutely do that for her. But we haven't mentioned that, so I've not done that yet. Now, we are going to unpack this in a live stream next week on the 8 out of 10 Cats channel. We're going to go through the stream. We're going to stop bit by bit and discuss how accurate or how specific and how generic each point was. But for now, I'm just going to give my own little overview. I appreciate the time that I was given there, so thank you very much for coming on and doing that. I don't believe that there was anything supernatural, paranormal occurring there. My gut feeling is that a lot of what was said was inaccurate. Although, if we're going to be 100% fair, there has to have been some things in there that were accurate. You know, my personality, yes, I am always moving, always on the move, you know, find it difficult to sit down. I am trying to build something off the ground if we consider the 8 out of 10 Cats YouTube channel that has just started. And it might be very easy to say, well, they're just generic comments that everybody will have something like that they're trying to build off the ground or improve. And that's really my viewpoint. They are generic. But if we're going to be fair, it is also accurate. I was a little bit disappointed when I was asking for evidence for somebody from kind of like beyond the grave. There is a guy called Carl who lives in my village. I went to school with him, and I might see him, I don't know, once every 4 or 5 years. I didn't really get on with him that well at school. I don't really get on with him that well now. I don't really know him that well, other than he's just kind of been around. So why somebody who's dead would pop up to remind me that he knows Carl would be difficult for me to place. And I think I'm going to just leave that there until the live stream. That was the thing that I really, really wanted. I wanted some sort of evidence from beyond the grave. And I don't feel I've got that. But this is, you know, bang fresh off that interview, which we've just seen. This is like 5 minutes ago for me. So we will break it down next week. And maybe things will have come back to me. And maybe I can see it in a different light when we break it down in the live stream for next week. But for now, you've seen it. And yeah, just wait for the breakdown next week and we'll see where that goes. Thanks for watching.